Well, hello there, fellow geeks and geekettes, and welcome to the news with Psycho Seb. Well, it has been a rainy day, so I've been, rereading a lot of old stuff, mainly Batman The Long Halloween and some of the old X-Men by Chris Claremont. I did my workout, and I'm going to do some more rereading, maybe some cleaning of the dust of the room. But I've also been reading some news, comic book news, and I found an article saying something about my favorite comic book writer, as well as about one of my favorite comic book superheroes. Now, this news isn't surprising, nor is it negative, but since it is concerned with my favorite writer and my favorite hero, I said to myself, well, what the hell, why not make a video about it? So I'll just read out the article very quickly, it's not that long, and then I'll, provide you with my take on it. So I'll provide the link to the article in the description down below so you can check it out for yourself. It comes from cbr.com. The Green Lantern, Liam Sharp says series is Grant Morrison's last DC work ever. The Green Lantern artist Liam Sharp says writer Grant Morrison will likely concentrate on his own material after season 2 ends with issue 12. The Green Lantern artist Liam Sharp revealed the series' season 2 conclusion will also be a wrap for writer Grant Morrison's career with DC. Sharp responded to a fan asking about a possible season 3, tweeting, "It was always planned as 2 seasons of 12 issues each, so that'll be it. Grant says it's his last ever DC work. I still have 4 issues to draw, mind, so I'm not done quite yet." And then he adds, "This time I think it's true. He doesn't need the work. And most of his associates have gone now. Time to concentrate on his own material, I think." By this he responded to a reader who said, well, he has said that before. And then they provide some information on Grant Morrison that we all know, or most of the DC Comics or Grant Morrison fans know. But the article says, I can read it out, right? Morrison has written a number of titles for DC, including Batman and Robin, All-Star Superman, The Multiversity, and The Invisibles, Animal Man, and Doom Patrol for Vertigo, as well as writing creator-owned works. Prior to joining Morrison on the Green Lantern, Sharp served as the artist on Wonder Woman and as the writer-artist on The Brave and the Bold. The Green Lantern Season 2, Issue 6 by Grant Morrison, Liam Sharp, Steve Olive, and Steve Boenz is on sale now from DC. Now, of course, Grant Morrison didn't only write these things. He also wrote a number of issues of the ongoing Batman title, which has now, along with other series and miniseries, has been collected in the 3rd volume of an omnibus edition, which I'm going to get very soon. I've got the first 2. So he wrote, as I said, the main Batman title, then he wrote Batman Incorporated, Batman and Robin, as I said, All-Star Superman, and so on, all these things that you heard. For Marvel, he wrote, for instance, New X-Men. That's, I think, his most famous work as far as Marvel goes. And he has published a plethora of his own creator-owned work. I think, or for me, the most recent creator-owned comic by Grant Morrison that I consider to be genius is Klaus, which is a Christmas comic book about, how Santa Claus became Santa Claus. But of course, Grant Morrison being Grant Morrison, it is more close to my heart, or closer to my heart, which is they mixed in a lot of legends, folklore, and mythology, and he made Santa Claus very, very, very badass, and I enjoyed it indeed. So it's a more of a fantasy story. I like it very much. Now, a Green Lantern by Grant Morrison, right? I've got the first 3 issues here, but of course I think I've got all of them, as well as the first collected hardcover. Is exactly what you would expect from Grant Morrison. Green Lantern by itself is an amazing title, especially when written by a good writer, right? So, still, Jeff Johns' Green Lantern run is at the top of all the Green Lantern run or comics in all the history of DC Comics. But right after that, I would place Grant Morrison, who is doing his own thing. It's very surreal. It's very cosmic. It's very crazy. It's very complex. I'm not going to go into detail. If you are interested in my review of the Green Lantern series by Grant Morrison, you might tell me in the comments down below, and I will do a review on these comics. Before I get to my original point, I just wanted to point out the amazing art of Liam Sharp, which you can already see here on the covers. It fits the writing of Grant Morrison exquisitely. I might actually show you the interior for a bit. Right there. Tape, put it here. As I said, it's very surreal, very LSD-ish. Just find a proper page somewhere here. There are many crazy aliens, as you can imagine. It is, as I said, a surreal LSD-ish space opera about my own personal favorite Green Lantern, and that being Hal Jordan, dealing with the many trials and tribulations of the Green Lantern Corps, but as well as something that Philip K. Dick delved into a lot, and that is what is real and what's not real. He also ventures into his own power ring. Look at the art. Look at the art. That's exquisite. Right? So that's enough about the Green Lantern, just to show you what the article was talking about. Now, what do I think about Green Lantern supposedly leaving DC Comics? And it is supposedly, because it hasn't been confirmed by Grant Morrison. Only Liam Sharp, the artist, said it. Well, all right. Let's suppose that Grant Morrison confirms this rumor so far. It's not a negative news. It's just it's quite understandable. Firstly, we always have to move on. We always have to evolve. We always have to move in our lives. Otherwise, we will get stuck in one place, and that's not good. Secondly, Grant Morrison doing his own thing, making his own comics the way he wants to, without any huge, interruptions or any huge editing by editors. I think that his work is even better, when Grant Morrison is being given an absolutely free hand. And thirdly, I'm sorry, but who would want to stay at DC Comics right now? And anyway, Grant Morrison, I don't think he has an exclusive contract. I think he, as most of the creators, he's a freelancer, which means that he's got a contract for a certain amount of issues. He writes them, and that's it. So yeah, but who would want to write for DC Comics right now? DC Comics is dying, right? It's a dying industry. So I don't think there's much money in working for DC. There's much more money working, for Grant Morrison by working, by himself. So that's quite understandable. This being said, I will always be reading and rereading everything that Grant Morrison's wrote, either for DC Comics or Marvel or his own creator-owned work. And I can't wait, and I'm looking forward to, firstly, the conclusion of the second season of the Green Lantern run by Grant Morrison and Liam Sharp, and secondly, for Grant Morrison's new comics that he will write in the future by himself, for the fans and for himself, and not for any huge publisher or any huge company that would be too much involved in his creativity. So that's my take on it. For me, if it's true, it's a very positive news. What do you think, my friends? What is your opinion? Do you share my opinion, or does your opinion differ in any way? And have you read any comics by Grant Morrison? Have you read The Green Lantern by Grant Morrison? What do you think about that? Do you like it or not? Let me know in the comments down below. And of course, do not forget to subscribe to this shitty channel if you haven't done so already, and dislike this video if you don't like it, or like this video if you like it. Well, that will be all. See you soon, and bye.